From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
What's up, world? It's the one and only Pop DBIC, the Primetime Capper, and this is the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live, and it's Friday, March 27th, and I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. It's been a good week, and man, let's go ahead and close it the right way. So pretty much up first, let's go ahead and talk about it. Raptors were unable to move. Let's go ahead and talk about Oladipo headed to the Heat, and pretty much Oladipo to Miami is a significant move, because I think to myself that when you got a guy like Victor Oladipo and you link him up with a guy like Jimmy Butler, then you got Tyler Hero, oh my OMG, and then you got Duncan Robinson as well too, and Big Bam. So this team has been actually revitalized, in my opinion, to be dead honest with you, because they needed a boost like this as well too. They just had to get rid of Myers Leonard because of the situation that occurred on Twitch, of all things. Come on, man, you got to be better than that. He pretty much has already thrown away his NBA career. I don't think anybody else is going to sign him because he just got waived by the Thunder. So pretty much Miami's in a good spot, in my opinion. Now they got Victor Oladipo. They got a guy who can go ahead and match Jimmy up on scoring as well too. So they got two guys that can possibly get you 30 points in a game, and then they got good role players to go with that as well too. And then you got Bam, who's a walking double-double. The Heat have put themselves right back in position to be one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. At the end of the day, this is going to be something that's going to be very, very good moving forward for this team. Pat Riley, once again, does a monster deal when nobody is expecting it, and whoop, there it is. And from what I'm hearing right now is there's speculation that maybe LaMarcus Aldridge could be joining this team as well too. So we're going to go ahead and see how it goes, but Miami is loading themselves up for a big run here in the second half of the season, and possibly the playoffs as well too. So let's go ahead and move forward to our next topic in hand, and that one is going to be, why are the Clippers doing what they're doing? They went ahead and sent Rando to they went ahead and picked up Rando and sent Lou Williams back to his hometown of Atlanta. And, you know, that's where he got into a little bit of trouble at when he wanted to go back home and go get some of those good lemon pepper wings. He wound up being in one of the more exclusive gentlemen's clubs of Atlanta. And you know how people are. They get so excited, so starstruck, and they put him on blast. So now he's back in Atlanta and he can get those lemon pepper wings nightly. But I think at the end of the day, though, Atlanta pretty much did get an upgrade. And I think, honestly, that the Clippers got a downgrade. See, because Rondo probably his last best seasons were with the Lakers, in my opinion. You get a guy that's going to probably break his thumb, maybe break his toe at some point before you get to the playoffs, and then he'll probably miss a week or two in that situation. So now you got two Pat Beverleys, and I don't know how is that going to help you moving forward. But I can understand they do need some help when it comes down to the coaching aspect of the team as well, too. So, you know, pretty much at the end of the day, you know, we got ourselves a very funny situation going on here in our with the Clippers. I think the Clippers are reaching a bit too much. They weren't able to get anybody in a trade significantly because that's what they were trying to do. They were really pushing to get Lonzo Ball the other day as well too. So when you look at this situation, you tell yourself, man, these guys, they got to be better. They got to do better. You know what I mean? So pretty much that's what it is at the end of the day, that these teams are going to really find themselves in a position going in opposite directions. I think the Clippers really did not need to make a move like this because all they doing is just adding more players to their bench. That's it. So pretty much that's it, and that's all with that deal right there. But I just don't see why that deal needed to happen. But it's the NBA, and, you know, pretty much you want to get rid of some of these contracts and things like that. But I'm thinking to myself, maybe Lou Williams will ask Atlanta for the buyout and maybe possibly come back to LA and come play for the Lakers, because you guys have to understand that Lou Williams did like playing for the Lakers, and when he was traded, he was kind of sad about that situation, dude, because he wanted to be a part of the team, and Magic was like, well, we're just trying to get you to the playoffs, man, But at the end of the day, when you got somebody who wants to be a part of the team, why would you do something like that, in my opinion? So pretty much at the end of the day, hopefully Lou Williams is released from Atlanta and he can go ahead and find himself with a team that's going to be actually in contention to win a title. Atlanta's still on a rebuild situation. I don't think that he wants to be too a part of that. So it is what it is at the end of the day. Let's go ahead and talk about why the Raptors couldn't move on from Kyle Lowry, and there's a lot of reasons why they couldn't move on from Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry is actually a guy who's very good, a very good teammate, a very good leader, but he's 34 years old. He plays the point guard position, and the Raptors were asking for almost a king's ransom for him, but we know why, because the contract that he signed is a very hefty one as well, too. This is the reason why I think they were a couple $1 million off from Kawhi, because I felt like they need to offer Kawhi $300 million straight up just to keep him there, because if they would have had the right dollar, they would have been able to keep Kawhi, in my opinion. I think that pretty much they were trying to play the game where we can get you on the max and da-da-da-da-da. They should have went above and beyond to keep a guy that could be the staple of a whole country for the next decade or next 5 years or so. Kyle Lowry is not that guy, but he's committed to the team. So pretty much I don't know what they're going to do with Kyle Lowry next. Is a buyout going to happen? I don't know. But I think that maybe that could be the best idea for this team. I know they didn't get anything back for him, but it's okay. They're in a rebuild phase. They got rid of Norman Powell yesterday as well, too, another significant player on this team. They also got rid of Matt Thomas, a sharpshooter, who pretty much helped the Lakers win the Summer League a few years back, and is still a very feasible player as well, too. So at the end of the day, the Raptors really did not do themselves any favors. They just were able to make some trades and get some money off their books. But I think, though, that the Kyle Lowry situation will be resolved by this weekend. Either he's going to be staying or they're going to be buying him out, and then he becomes the hottest commodity on the buyout market. So there it is. There it is. Raptors unable to trade Kyle Lowry, and pretty much what's next, but we will see. We'll see exactly what their front office is thinking, and we'll go from there. All right, so there it is. Player of the night last night, CJ McCollum. CJ McCollum was off the chain last night when he got himself 35 points, a rebound, and 8 assists last night in a 125-122 victory over the Miami Heat. It was a back-and-forth game that was very exciting on TNT, and a lot of people were very impressed with the performance Mr. McCollum had. And I think that at the end of the day, this guy is about ready to get paid as well, too. So at some point, they're going to have to address this, but I know that they're well invested in Dame Lillard, and I think that they really need to look at it in the sense that they could go ahead and get themselves another key big-time player if they're able to move CJ McCollum as well, too. I know this is kind of off the subject a little bit. He won player of the night last night, but I'm just looking at it in a sense that, CJ McCollum is killing it right now, but I really do think that for the Blazers to actually be in the talk of being like with the Lakers and the Clippers and the Nuggets and things of that nature, they're going to have to add that piece. You know what I mean? They're going to have to add a bigger player, a bigger wingman, and things of that nature. I think they're going to have to use CJ for that as well, too. But for right now, they could make themselves a nice little run in the playoffs as well, too. They are a dangerous team, and, that's one of the best shooting backcourts, not named the Splash Brothers as well, too. So, it's going to be tough breaking that group up. But at the end of the day, good win for the Blazers. And my clients should be very happy as well, too. We had them on the money line last night, plus 110. So it is what it is. Great job, Blazers. Thank you so much for getting that good win last night. And once again, our player tonight, CJ McCollum. And it was crazy, bro, because the thing is, I almost put De'Aaron Fox back up here because De'Aaron Fox was actually the number one player of the night. He dropped 44 points last night, again, in a win over the Warriors. So, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day. We got some great basketball going in the NBA. All right, so let's go ahead and get into the state of the Lakers. And the Lakers last night, I like the fight. I liked the fight from the Lakers last night. They lost by 8 points, but still they fought and they tried to win that game last night. So tonight, Laker fans should be ready for the Lakers to get themselves a win, actually, because the Cavaliers are a terrible team. And I don't know if they're going to step it up without LeBron here, but I know that it's going to be a difficult game for the Lakers tonight. But still, I think that they can win this game. Another good game from Schroeder as well, too. Schroeder was able to get 20 points last night, 11 assists. KCP chipped in with 19 last night as well. And Kuzma actually was the lead man last night with 25 points. So pretty much when you look at all this, you tell yourself, well, where are we going? Hopefully we don't fall all the way out. Now the Lakers are in the fourth position now in the Western Conference. I think they can hold this spot and find themselves back into the 2-hole by the time you get back LeBron and AD. And even if they're not back in the 2-hole and they're in the second or third, or in the third or fourth spot, the Lakers still loom the danger. They're still going to go in there as a big favorite. So it is what it is at the end of the day. We are just figuring out who's going to be in the rotation for when we get to the playoffs, because guys are playing for minutes right now, honestly, and they're going to have to step it up in this one. And good news, I think AD should be back with this in about a week or two, because they said now he's doing basketball drills, activities, and he's progressing, and it's looking much better than it did before he went out. So I'm thinking to myself that we should get AD back in the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks max or so. And I think LeBron will be back in about a month. So there it is. You guys have to understand the Lakers have to hold the door. Hold the door. And that's exactly what they got to do until they get their leaders back on the team. So there it is, state of the Lakers. Hopefully they go ahead and get themselves a good win tonight against the lowly Cavaliers, because, man, if they lose to the Cavs, this unit is just really, really bad. And Rob Pelinka is going to have to look at maybe sturdying up the unit just a bit more if it doesn't work out. So it is what it is. All right, so we move forward, and let's go ahead and get into 30 teams in 30 days and 30 teams in 30 days. We have today, I know it's supposed to be LA Dodger Day. I'm wearing the Dodger gear and everything like that, but the Dodgers don't have to be today. The Dodgers are going to be the last team I cover in the NL West. Reason being because they're the Dodgers and they run things and they are the world champions. So why not go ahead and talk about them last? So today we're going to talk about the team that wants to be the Dodgers, the San Diego Padres. And the San Diego Padres are coming in here. Boy, oh boy, they are coming in here with the look of a team that wants to go ahead and be great. And they did some great things this summer with adding in a good amount of talent as well. And they went ahead and bolstered up their pitching to make sure that they can go arm for arm with the Dodgers as well. This is serious, brother. This is epic right here. This looks like to me that the Dodgers and the Padres are going to be at each other's throat the whole season. I think we might be looking at the two best teams in the National League right now as we speak. And I think that they are on a collision course to have a monster finish here and maybe meet up in the NLCS. And if that's to happen, holy war between the 5 freeway, boy, I'm telling you, it's going to be absolutely nuts. And, you know, Padre Nation, Dodger Nation have became very volatile with each other over the last few years. It used to be the Dodgers and the Giants, but the Giants been so bad that literally there's nothing to talk about in that regard. But now when it comes down to the Padres, the guys from down south who've always been a pesky bunch to the Dodgers, oh, it's on and cracking, boy. I'm telling you, it's going to be fun this season. And reason being is because they got the most exciting player in all of baseball, Fernando Tatis Jr. Fernando Tatis looks like he's going to be having himself a big year this year, and he could be the MVP, to be that honest with you. There's some points where I feel like he can be that guy. They already got him in Gatorade commercials, all that good stuff. So, you know, at this point, hey, you know, we just riding the wave of Tatis. As you can see, his numbers: 282, 36 home runs, 101 RBIs, 110 runs. This is the projected numbers for him this season. And if he's able to get these numbers right here, just go ahead and hand him the National League MVP right now. But there's another thing that they had to put into effect, that Tatis could actually be hurt during the season as well too. He's a very aggressive player, and when you're a very aggressive player, you can catch a nagging injury or you can catch a freak injury that might mess the season up for you. So he's going to have to be a little cautious this season because now he's entering superstardom, and you want to keep this guy healthy as long as possible. He already has a game that says that his career can be a short-term career because how aggressive he is. He's going to have to bottle in when it's time to be aggressive and when it's not time to be aggressive. And that's something that he can be taught from by his counterpart, his guy sitting at third base, Manny Machado, former Dodger. And Manny looks like he's going to have himself a pretty good season as well, too. 35 home runs, 107 RBIs, 92 runs, 273 batting average. If they are able to put those numbers together, oh boy, it's going to be something epic there down in San Diego at Petco Park. So if these guys can just keep it together and keep that same fun mentality, they can't be serious like the old school Yankees or anything of that nature. They got to be the carefree, loving guys that they've been these last few seasons, kind of like how the Giants were when they were making their run to being a World Series champion as well too. So, pretty much that's you got to keep that jovial commitment there in the locker room. But you already know they're going to be moving parts this year as well too. So pretty much with that, I have the Padres going over their 93.5 win total that they have. I think that this team could win 95 to 96 games if possible. If them and the Dodgers really go arm for arm, win for win, they could be a 100-win team this year too. But that's thinking too far ahead. I think get 94 to 96 wins is very good for this team. It'll put them in place to where they don't have to play the Dodgers in the first round, and they can go ahead and maybe play, play in the other game and pretty much find themselves to the Dodgers. If we get ourselves an 8-team playoff like we did last year, which was pretty fun, I think that that will work out even better for this team. So, hey, it is what it is at the end of the day, and that's where I have the Padres sitting at. So hopefully Dodger fans don't get too mad at me. I know I've had a lot of excitement for the Padres, but you want to have exciting races to baseball, because baseball can get fairly boring when you have a team that's so dominant. You know what I mean? So it is what it is at the end of the day. With that, you guys check out hatclub.com, and you guys go ahead and you can buy any of these hats, but make sure that you hit that description link and you pay $50 or better, and then you can get that 10%. So once again, with any order that's $50 or better, you get 10% off at thehatclub.com. So we will be right back with the Premier Sports Betting Show, hosted by the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, and this is the Primetime Angles Live.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another, and Nyquist. Also trained 2-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
Tune into Big Wave Boxing every week with a brand new guest, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper, getting the best boxing stories, best boxing angles, and the truth when it all comes down to the sweet science. Tune into Big Wave Boxing on the Prime Wave Media channel on YouTube.
All right, Sweet 16. We got one more region to cover, and that's going to be the West Side, the West region. So here we are, and you got Gonzaga going against Creighton. And in this one, this is going to be a good one. We got ourselves the number one team, Gonzaga, going against Creighton. And Gonzaga is coming into this game as a 13.5-point favorite. And that's rightfully so, in my opinion. I think that they are on the money with that as well, too, because this team is a team that deserves that right because they've been blowing teams away. And you know what they say, great teams cover, and they're doing what great teams are supposed to do. But does that mean that they cover in this game? No. That just means that they're giving them another challenge here as well. So pretty much you get a Creighton team that's starting off the game with a 13-point lead. But I think, though, at the end of the day, though, that's not going to be enough for this team because Gonzaga is an absolute machine right now. And I thought that they were going to have some issues in the last game, and they did for maybe 2 minutes, but then after that, they got it together and wound up blowing away Oklahoma, a team that had some pretty good players as well, too. So, you know, at the end of the day, man, this looks like it's going to be something that's going to be huge for the Gonzaga Bulldogs. But Creighton can go ahead and right a wrong from that absolute disaster of a Big East championship game that they just played a few weeks back and get themselves back into the driver's seat into winning this game right here. But we will see, though, because it's going to be tough. Now, covering the game is going to be tough as well, too. But I think, though, at the end of the day, Gonzaga is going to have enough to just blow Creighton off the floor. And, you know, Creighton knows how to start games really slow. And they have one guy who can really get it going. But if he doesn't get it going early, this team is going to have a lot of issues moving forward. So Gonzaga, Creighton, this is going to kick off our Sunday from what I'm seeing on the schedule, and it's going to be absolutely epic. So let's see how it shakes out. We go from there. Let's go ahead and talk about the Pac-12 matchup that we got going. You got number 7 Oregon and number 6 USC. Oregon was the number 1 seed in the Pac-12 tournament. SC was the number 3 seed in the Pac-12 tournament. So what happens here is that both teams were actually upset on the way to the finals. SC losing to Colorado and Oregon losing to their rival Oregon State. So pretty much this was supposed to look like the Pac-12 championship game, but now we're going to be having this game in the Sweet 16. This game does come down to who wants it more, but it also comes down to who has the best player. And USC has the best player on the floor in Evan Mobley, a guy that should be getting considered to be the number 1 pick in the draft because that boy got game and he can do it on both ends of the court, offense and defense. So pretty much he's looking to have another huge game here. And if he does have another big game here, just be ready for a lot of media attention towards Evan Mobley that's not already there. So Oregon comes in there with the spoiler mentality. Oregon has played well as a 7th seed over the years and found themselves in a couple Elite Eights as well, too. But I think, though, at the end of the day, that USC is going to shortstop this team, and they'll be the team that's going to take on Gonzaga and probably give Gonzaga a bunch of fits. But we will see, though. Oregon looms a big danger, and this game is a 50-50 bag. So, hey, as I said before, the team that plays hard throughout the game should win this game. Both teams will probably play hard, though, you know, at the end of the day. But the team that is holding the lead, to me, in the final minutes, that should be your winner of the game. But it can go either way, though, at the end of the day. So this is an awesome matchup, maybe the best matchup of the Sweet 16. Let's see how it shakes out. Oregon versus USC. All right, let's go ahead and look at the jackpot. And I got a Sweet 16 jackpot ticket for you guys as well. Oregon State, money line, plus 230. Villanova, plus 7.5. Plus 11 on Oral Roberts. Syracuse, plus 220. Gonzaga with the 13.5. Michigan, money line, minus 135. I said that they are the team that gives me nightmares on the 1 seed, but I don't think they're going to have problems winning their Sweet 16 game. I think that they get upended in the Elite 8. I got UCLA with the plus 220 on the upset against Alabama. Then we got finish it off with USC with the minus 130. Single what you like. This is an 8-piece for you. That's why you get a 773 to 1 ticket. So that means you put $1 on this ticket, you get back $773. If you put 10 on it, you get 78 $800 almost, man. So hey, if we're able to pull off this monumental ticket, then you know what? Everybody better sign up, and I better start having 100 eyeballs on this show daily. Okay, so that's the deal. All right, that's the deal right there. Because the thing is, though, I could just be told this to myself, but I'm gonna let everybody in the world get a piece of this. So 773 to 1. Let's see how it shakes out. Let's see how it goes. And with that, you guys check out Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is dope. You can go ahead and catch all the awesome shows from back in the day. For all the ladies, they got all those good old girl shows and everything like that. For the fellas, they got the sports that you can stream as well. So if you're missing the tournament, you can stream every game with Paramount Plus. So, hey, check them out and use that promo code VSX. With that, we will be right back with the premier sports betting show, the Primetime Angles Live.
The Viget app, where social media meets sports betting. Get the latest line movements in all major sports. Track your daily bets, daily contests, the NFL over-under contest that pays out $10K in cash prizes. This is a cutting-edge app that helps betting be easy. Sign up with the reference code POPDBIC and you will be able to watch my daily show, The Primetime Angles, as a resource to building that bankroll. Viget is available in your Apple or Google Store on your iOS or Android. The social sports betting app, Viget.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.
All right, we're back, and let's go ahead and get into the NBA Friday preview. And the NBA Friday preview should be pretty good. We got the Suns and the Raptors tonight. The Raptors have unloaded most of their players, so pretty much they got a lot of G League guys that are going to be stepping it up for the foreseeable future. And I don't know how long Siakam's going to be there with the beef that he's now having with Coach Nurse. So pretty much from what I'm seeing here, you got the Suns and the Raptors tonight. Suns will probably come in here a little bit too overconfident for themselves. And we know what happened last time the Raptors played at home. They got themselves a monster win. So we do need to go ahead and take them fairly seriously in this spot. But all in all, though, I think that this should be another really good game. And we'll see how it goes. But, the Suns, they're playing the best basketball they've played in years. They haven't played like this since the Nash years, in my opinion. And that's pretty good because they got a guy like Steve Nash and Chris Paul, and he might be better, because he's a little bit more athletic and he's a little bit more healthy because, Nash was running around with the bad back for a whole decade. Also, you got the Suns who've won their last 3 out of 5, and you have the Raptors who lost their last 4 out of 5. So, pretty much the line says Suns, but a lot of you dog bettors, this could be a dog for you tonight. But I think that this could be a game that actually goes to the Suns, and I think the Suns will probably run away with this thing as well, too. But we'll see how it goes. All right, so let's get to our next game. And our next game is going to be a divisional game. This one's a very important divisional game as well, too. You have the Southeast Division leader in the Charlotte Hornets, and then you have the team that's sitting pretty kind of behind them, but in third place, Miami. And Miami had shot to the number 1 team in the division. But as you guys know, Miami hasn't done that well in their last 5 games or so. So Charlotte was able to leapfrog themselves back in the first place. No LaMelo Ball, though. That's the whole thing. They're going to have to go without LaMelo for the rest of the year, but that's okay. They have Terry Rozier there, who's an absolute monster this season, and nobody's talking about that part. And Gordon Hayward's still there as well, too. So things are working out very well for Charlotte. Charlotte's still in a playoff position as well, too. And then you got Miami. I don't know if Oladipo is going to play tonight because they just traded for him. So I think Miami's going to be really excited, and they might get to work early waiting on their brand new prized shooting guard. So there it is, Miami and Charlotte. This should be a good one. We got an over-under 214.5, and then we have a spread of -1 going to the home team tonight. So it's pretty much a pick 'em. Let's go ahead and move on to our next game. All right, our next one is going to be the Pacers at the Mavericks, and the Pacers at the Mavericks is going to be a doozy as well, too. Mavericks are playing some of their best basketball of the season. They come in as a 4-point favorite, and this is an over-under of 228.5 as well, too. So the Pacers, they're trying to get this. They're trying to get themselves some wins so they can, move up a little bit in this playoff race and get themselves a good seed. The Mavericks, on the other hand, they're trying to keep up with the Joneses in a sense, and they should find themselves probably in the 5th seed by the time we get to the playoff race and everything like that, or to the second season. So -4 on the Mavs tonight, over under 228.5. This could be a scoreboard game. So let's see how it shakes out. We move forward from there. But we have ourselves the Grizzlies and the Jazz tonight, and the Grizzlies and the Jazz are going to be a good game tonight. I think that the Jazz been playing some pretty good basketball, but they can get a little throttled tonight by the Grizzlies if the Grizzlies come with their best game. Because Ja Morant is the difference in each game, and I think just because the element he brings to the game on a nightly basis of that speed and sensibility of knowing where all of his teammates are at always makes the Grizzlies a dangerous team. So the Grizzlies should be all in this game tonight, and I think that we should expect a lot of points here. So I suggest to go ahead and scoreboard watch here. All right, and then for our final game of the night, this one is going to be another ESPN game. This is going to be Trae Young coming in there as a heavy favorite. There is going to be no Steph Curry tonight. So pretty much everybody's going to be picking on Atlanta, but I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do with Atlanta having such a bad record against the Western Conference. And also they've been kind of stuck it up on this trip as well, too. The only win that they did get was over the Lakers when they went ahead and took LeBron out of the game with that little rollover of the ankle. So other than that, they've been playing good, but they haven't been able to finish games. So I think at the end of the day, that +7.5 is way too many points on Atlanta, even though you do have a Golden State team that is shorthanded. But we will see how it shakes out. We will go from there. And it is what it is at the end of the day. And pretty much we got an over-under 219.5. That should be able to probably go over as well, too. I think that the Warriors are going to step it up tonight. Expect some things from Wiggins. They don't talk about him too much. So there it is. That's going to be our NBA Friday preview. And with that, you guys check out Fubo TV, and you guys can check out literally all these games. And then, big college fans, you got the Big Ten Network, you got the Pac-12 Network, the SEC Network, et cetera, et cetera. So pretty much check them out. Get 7 days free on me when you go ahead and press the show description. And once again, this is Fubo TV. Go ahead and check them out. And you guys can get Fubo TV $55 a month. And if you get tired of Fubo TV, then you guys can go ahead and part ways. It's that simple. All right. So with that, we will be right back. Don't worry about it. Oh, we will be right back. This is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live.
Now you and your friends can compete in the sport of kings and win big with Stable Duel. Get the app, pick your horses, and get in on the thrill of horse racing with daily games competing against other players. Bring home the glory and the cash, and move up the annual leaderboard while you leave your competition in the dust. Get in the game with Stable Duel. Play, race, win.
Good News Only Racing Club, led by the legendary Doug O'Neill, the trainer of 2 Kentucky Derby winners, and I'll have another, and Night Quiz. Also trained two-time Breeders' Cup champ Golden Sense, who are just a part of a long list of thoroughbred champions trained by Doug O'Neill. The Good News Only Racing Club has a young core of horses to look out for in Dennis's Celery, Irish Heatwave, and Notre Dame, just to name a few. Win the day every day with the Good News Only Racing Club, a proud sponsor of the NFL Bet Exchange.
All right, we are back with the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live, and I'm your host, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And let's go ahead and get into Talkin Tickets. And Talkin Tickets, we just have the NBA tonight, 34-1. I'm going to go ahead and take the Suns with the -4 here. I think the Suns should be good money tonight. We should get this game by more than 5 points, pretty much because the Raptors are just they're going through it. You know, they lost some teammates yesterday, and they're going to have to adjust to life without guys like Norman Powell and Matt Thomas and things like that. So I like the Suns in this spot tonight, and they're playing some of the best basketball in the NBA, so why not? And then you have the Heat and the Hornets. I think this one will go under tonight, under 214, even though it's been going back and forth and everything like that on the spreads and all that good stuff. But still, I do like the under 214 tonight. And also, Pacers will be the dog of the day with the +155. I think this should be pretty good for us as well, too. So we'll see how that goes. And then at the over 228.5, the Grizzlies and the Jazz. And then we have the +7.5 with the Warriors at the end of the night. This is going to wind up being a 34-1 ticket. And I think this should wind up being maybe a pretty good start to the weekend as well, too. So once again, that's 34-1. The Suns -4, under 214, Heat and Hornets. Pacers money line +155, over 228.5, Grizzlies Jazz, +7.5, Warriors, and once again, single what you like. All right, so pretty much you guys can go ahead and make these bets over at UWager, where the world bet's at, and you guys can use my promo code VSXPOP, and you guys will receive up to 50% on a match deposit. So if you put up $500, they'll go ahead and match you with $250, and you can go ahead and use that as your free play to start your betting journey. But this is only for new bettors. This is not for people that already have UWager. So make sure you're making your deposit, put in the promo code, and you go from there. All right, so once again, thank you guys so much for tuning in. It was another great week. I want to go ahead and send a big shout out to my graphics producer for doing such a bang up job. And then also want to send a big shout out to you, the fans. Thank you for following, because there is no me without you. And once again, as I always say, bet with your head, not with your heart. And the movement is moving. So we will be back Monday. And, man, it should be fun, because we're going to have a lot of things to talk about when it comes to college basketball and the NBA as well, too. So you guys make sure to tune in, all right? And so this is the Premier Sports Betting Show, the Primetime Angles Live, with the one and only Pop DiBiase, the Primetime Capper. And I am gone.
From the East and the West, you've heard others, but now you've tuned into the best. This is a Prime Wave Media production.